Hello everyone, and welcome to my Super Mario 64 3D All Stars 70-star run. And yeah, the PB, as you'll see, is a 1:36:33, I think. This would be my first timed run of the entire thing, so bear with me on this commentary. This is the first video I've ever done a commentary on. But the beginning is pretty self-explanatory. I think I ended up missing the Lakitu skip in the beginning, but once we kind of get to the first star, I'll kind of talk what was going through my mind, and hopefully I can make this somewhat entertaining. But yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so the first star, and I think pretty much most runs and most categories, is the bomb clip, and I don't know what the hell went on with my movement here in the beginning, but I also think I messed up bomb clip, I think like 3 or 4 times. I was trying to go a little too quick with it, and it's one of those things that it's a trick where it's easy to perform, but very easy to also screw up if you're trying to go really quick. Like I got that there, but I didn't get enough speed, so it blew up in my face. Basically what I needed to do is when I'm doing the bomb clip, I was always trying to pick the bomb up too quickly, and you're supposed to wait for the bomb to kind of get like he's about to explode, and then that's what gets it. So I ended up picking up a little extra safety health here because, again, I would prefer not to die. I would prefer to get the trick and, you know, not die. I think this is the attempt I get it. No, never mind. There's one more. And as you can see, if you mess up bomb clip, you have to respawn the bomb, and I think that spot around that flower patch is normally the area where you can respawn it. I think this one... Nope. Wow. I thought I failed this way more than I remember. In my untimed runs, I actually was able to get this pretty quickly, but because, I don't know, you introduce a timer. There we go. You introduce a timer, and all of a sudden things become a lot harder. So, well, there's the first star, and oh, great start. Great start. Also, I think coming up here, the slide, or the second star, the secret star, I believe I messed up doing the turnaround on the slope before you get to the wall to bounce off of to pretty much skip the entire race. So I think on this first star, I actually go and do the course intended, though I think it probably would have been faster for me just to die and retry it again. I decided that, well, it was taking me too long to even get to the death anyway. Here's where I messed up. Yeah, Mario was still facing down the slope a little bit, so I just said, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish the rest of this slide. And I think it was like a 24 seconds or something like that was my time on this. 23, yeah. So obviously I don't get the fast star for doing it, I think, under 20 seconds. I get this one. So normally I'm supposed to grab the star right after I hit the goal, which will spawn a star for, you know, making it pretty quick. Then we go into Womps, and I was pretty happy with my cannonless here. I don't use the entire backflip setup that most people use. I go off of the texture, and I think going off the texture for me is a lot easier to perform the cannonless trick, and I'm just trying to get faster into that position. So I know people go around and use that slope and kind of jump over this, but again, my movement is the thing that I need to work on with my run here. So there's a little brown notch that you're going to see me try to walk up with Mario, and I want his hand to be grabbing it. And as long as his hand is on that texture, then I should get it every time. But it's easier to see the textures on the Switch version, so that's why I'm choosing to use the textures to get cannonless. Now, I also went for owlless here, and I believe, well, other than that bonk, I believe I messed up this trick a few times. I still end up just going for it because I've already committed to trying to do owlless. I have gotten this trick a lot faster in my untimed runs, but of course when there's a timed run, everything seems to just go completely different. I know you can do a side flip up the wall, but for me, I'm a lot more comfortable doing the triple jump just because I know I can get up there every time. Sometimes I don't get the jump correctly when I do the side flip. I think I end up doing it here. Yeah. So you can do it like that too, but sometimes I'm not as consistent with that one as I am with the triple jump. So this was me trying to re-get my angle. And I thought that was good, but I jumped way too far to the right, so I missed that one. But yeah, so I wanted to do commentary over this run because, well, one, I've never really done a commentary video before, and watching something I've done in the past. So I thought with this run in particular, since it's my first timed run, I might as well go through what was going on in my head during a lot of these tricks. And again, this is just about maybe 2 weeks worth of practice, and I've been putting in maybe a few hours every single day since its release to, you know, get the practice in and do the runs and all that stuff and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so my movement is something that is going to need to be highly, highly improved on. And something that I realized with this game is movement is basically 90% of where you can save most of your time. That was too far to the left there. You're supposed to hit the wall jump more on the right side of that flat part of the gate, and I went too far left. But this is basically, since this was my first time run, there we go. So this is my first timed run of this, so I wanted to at least get established that I went for owlless in my PB. So even though I messed it up a bunch of times, if I ended up getting it faster in future runs, then that's just free time save. And my final time for this whole run, to be honest, I thought it was going to be over 2 hours with my first timed run of this. So the fact that I almost got a 1:30. If I was to do TikTok clock a little bit faster, I probably would have actually gotten a 1:30, which you'll see later on the run. Rainbow Ride and TikTok clock they are definitely the two harder stages. I actually think I did pretty well with my Rainbow Ride. I don't think I died ever, which was huge, and I did perform the triple jump you have to do right in the beginning, but we'll get to that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself for this commentary. I messed up this wall jump a couple times. I know people do a little double jump right there to help get up onto that platform, but for some reason, I didn't choose to go for it there, and probably just because I'm not 100% comfortable with doing that jump there. And if I miss a cycle or two with this, it's not the end of the world. It would basically just be saving seconds at this point. And as you can clearly see, I mean, people are doing this run in less than an hour, or pretty close to an hour. So I still have a lot of improvement, and it's just gonna be a matter of time before I can get my time down even lower. Okay, so this star, which is the top of the Womp's Fortress on top of the tower, this trick, which is basically trying to get to the top of the tower by using this second platform that you're going to see here, and I feel like I'm not sure if it probably is my angle that I'm trying to do this at, but normally if I go for it in a run, I'm going to do the trick at least once, maybe twice, depending on how difficult the trick is. And I will attempt the trick, and then if I fail it, I'll just move on to whatever backup and continue it that way instead of trying it again. I've noticed that the more I try to redo a trick, especially in a timed run, just the more time I waste. So I might as well just get I actually kind of forgot that I need to come back to the slide here for a second. I think I ended up getting... This actually was a very close... I would have died if I didn't do a specific dive here, and you'll see which dive I'm talking about here. But I ended up getting the boost, the skip, but I realized I didn't have enough speed, so I had to dive there to get on top of that pillar to make sure I didn't actually die there. So... that was kind of a last second thing I had to think of as I was falling and realizing I didn't have enough speed. So my princess slide, or whatever this level is called, could be a lot better, but you know, it is what it is. So this star has always proved to be tricky, and it's usually these first two red coins that are tricky. I end up getting it here, but I think I miss them. I miss those two there, so I have to come back around and grab these two. And I almost missed them again. But my goal for a lot of this is to obviously not... If I miss the beginning two, I usually just quickly will just fall, restart the level, because you don't actually lose a life for... I actually bonked right here, and I was so upset when I did that. I was sitting there like, man, I cannot believe I just bonked on that wall. That's the first time I've ever bonked on the little castle wall right there. I think I end up... Oh, I do end up getting it twice there. This one was a little bit better. I ended up, I didn't miss any of the red coins, I don't think. So this attempt got a lot better. But this stage, surprisingly, I had to practice quite a bit. It was more or less that opening to get the first two red coins. But it, either way, I still ended up getting at least the star and the wing cap switch pressed, and not have to worry about seeing that text box or anything. So I was happy that I at least got that, which isn't the most difficult thing in the world to perform. But now we're moving on to the first Bowser, Bowser 1. So all the Bowser stages I definitely need to improve on, work on. They are actually probably some of the more fun stages I've done in this run. As long as I don't die on the Bowser world, that's a huge plus for me. Because when I was practicing this, I died so many times. And this whole section, I know that I've seen people do different movement. And I actually almost didn't go for that coin because I thought the block was going to disappear. But thankfully, I went for it. Otherwise, I would have had to hit that switch again and been annoying. I almost died there. If I would have hit the Goomba, I'm pretty positive I would have fallen to my death there. So this section always can be for me. It was always like I'm trying to make sure I'm just not getting hit by the little electric balls of doom. I actually forget what they call those. I'm just gonna call them zip zaps. But that long jump, for some reason, every time I was doing that jump in practice, I don't know why that long jump was so difficult. I think it's just because the ground isn't flat, so something just feels weird when you're trying to do a long jump on those moving platforms. But I ended up going through this stage and not dying, which really was nice. This section I need to definitely get better on getting up here faster, but all in all, I was pretty happy with how this Bowser world ended up going, and I also think I hit Bowser on the first throw, so that was pretty nice. My obviously Bowser throws are sometimes the make or break for people, especially on the final Bowser on the run. Getting all 3 throws in a row can be tough. I spend a little bit more time sometimes on the swings just to make sure I'm timing it right. But yeah, so I got that in the first one, and we'll grab this key and proceed on to Bomb Battlefield and get the 2nd star for that one. Alright, so Cool Mountain. Now, right off the bat, I messed up the jump here, getting stuck, and end up getting down here on the 2nd attempt there, but I've actually, there's so many things that happened that hasn't happened yet in practice, but, it's always this has never happened before thing. But since these are my first runs, there's going to be a lot of those that hasn't happened yet. So hopefully I don't say that too much of things that just has never happened in practice before. But getting that star wasn't too bad. The penguin here, I keep messing up the triple jump up to this penguin. And sometimes this right here, I always seem to land right there, and for some reason Mario just goes super slow down that slope, and I feel like it's just because it's on a seam. I'm not sure why he goes slow there, but I keep accidentally hitting that seam for some reason, and that starts me off very slow, but luckily this star isn't too difficult. It looks cool, but it's not that difficult. The next couple stars I'm going to do in this world, the slide and the 100 coin star, I end up failing the quick way or the shortcut way through the slide here, I think a couple times. I don't know 100% of what I do when I'm doing exactly that's messing up. I feel like it's just I'm not getting enough speed, and I'm wondering if it's because my long jump in the beginning isn't landing me on the slide, allowing me to at least generate some speed from it. So I think I failed this like a couple more times. This one was close. If I didn't bonk there, I think I would have been fine. But I kept hitting that wall in the beginning here. I ended up getting it. Well, not the fastest way of getting it, but I definitely ended up getting the fast way down the slide. And then I believe on my penguin race and 100 coins, I think I end up failing that too. I thought that was going to be good, but again, every time if Mario lands and he takes the damage there, he'll start to slide down, and if your angle's off, then he'll just fall right off the slide almost every single time. It's happened to me more times than not, but I think I didn't need to do the triple jump there, but if that felt clean to me, though it really wasn't. See, that one, that's how it's supposed to go, and then you do a dive there to prevent yourself from taking any damage, and then you finish up the race. Pretty simple. Deceptively more difficult than I thought that trick was going to be. Just basically you're just, riding off the side, but if you don't have enough speed going down the slide, then you'll hit the path above the one that you need to hit, and then if you take damage there and you end up falling off the edge and hitting the one below, you'll also take damage at the bottom and you will die on the slide. So it can be a little scary to do, I guess, but all in all, it's not that bad. Now, this 100 coin that I ended up doing is, I think I ended up getting, I can't remember if I ended up dying here. I think I died somewhere on this part of the run. That jump used to always kind of freak me out when I was practicing this, because if you're trying to do it quickly, you're basically doing it blind. But if you know, the camera angles are huge. So normally going into this slide, I think you can get to this slide with either 24, 25, or 26. 24 will allow you to you're going to have to get every single coin. Now, I missed those coins. I dropped down. Yeah, this is where I messed up. I messed up a lot here. And then I started thinking to myself, I was like, I probably should just die. Prevent myself from getting down there and not having enough coins. So I went for a second attempt. I decided just to go ahead and reset the whole thing and grab the coins. I think you can go ahead and skip the red coin that's on the bottom of the map where I did that long jump to. I think you can end up skipping that coin, but if you do, then I think the coin count on the slide when you're doing the race is pretty tight, and you have to collect every single coin on the slide. I don't know why I didn't dive there. I think I thought that if I would have dove on that slanted wall, I would have probably gotten launched off the stage. But yeah, I think that last coin that I grabbed, you don't have to grab, but it does make the race, I think, a little tighter. So you're going to have to make sure you grab all the coins. Now, something kind of ridiculous happens here on this slide. And I felt like I was doing pretty good for the most part on this. And once I got to, I think it was this, yeah, I missed 2 coins on that. There was one on the little slope part. I missed 2 coins there. I already missed too many coins on this slide, so I'm already thinking, okay, I don't think I'm going to have enough coins, and I missed that one at the end too. Jeez, I didn't realize how many I missed on this. And all those. I missed so many coins, it was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know why I chose to wait here, because I was like, wait, I need to find 5 coins. Where am I going to find them? And then I decided just to talk to the penguin. I wasted so much time right here, and I don't know why I did that. But he spawns his star, and if you grab it, you exit the level. And I was like, no, I can't grab this right now. I need to get the rest of the coins. I'm only 5 coins away. So knowing that this coin here was there, I grabbed that one, and I was trying to think where else are other coins. And thankfully, once I went over this way, I didn't know that this enemy over here was, but he has exactly 3 coins. So I went ahead and killed him, grabbed the 3 coins, got the star, and then I had to go and do the race again. So there's a lot of time save that could be happening on this stage alone. So this should be a lot better, hopefully, in the future. As long as I don't mess up the coins on the slide. But since I already have all 100 coins, I don't need to worry about trying to collect any of the coins while I'm on the slide. And we are going to have to do the race again, and he will have to spawn the star again. I thought maybe the star was going to stay spawned when I was down there, but once I saw him back up here, I realized I'm going to have to not only beat him again, but I'm going to have to watch the whole slow animation of him spawning the star again. So a lot of time save that can be done on this course, but a lot of it I feel like is just free time save because there were just very simple mistakes that I was making on this. And of course on the slip and slide one, or slip and slide in a way star, which is doing the race without the penguin there. I messed that one up a couple times too. But we get this star, and that is Cool Mountain complete. And we'll be moving on to the basement and Boo's Mansion here in just a moment. Alright, so we're on Boo's Mansion, and this jump here, there's a couple ways of getting up here. I find, even though I'm going to a door that's on the other side of the room, I prefer doing the jump right there just because it's a lot easier to perform. The one that's over here, I just don't know why. I was doing every time in practice doing the jump over by where the vanish cap is. For some reason was just really difficult, so I decided to just go for this side jump right there from the door, and that was actually pretty good. Getting him into that corner, if you can get him into the corner on your first hit, then you can get those last 2 hits pretty quickly on him, and you just kind of trap him there in the corner. And that's what I was attempting to do, but I was only able to get 1 hit instead of 2 quick hits on him. And then this last star that we get, or I keep saying we, but what I get in this stage is another one where I'm going to have to use that little wall kick jump to get up to. But this one actually gave me some problems when I was learning it, and I know this isn't the fastest way of getting this star, but for me this was the most, for me it was the most consistent. And though I have to kind of set it up a little bit, this I think is, yeah, right here. As long as you do the dive at the peak of your jump there, you'll make it over. And I don't know why I could not hit the star right there, but whatever. Boo's Mansion is a pretty quick stage. We only get a couple stars there. And now we're going to move on and grab we're going to go to the basement and go for the first MIPS. I do end up getting MIPS twice in this run, and I don't know if it is the fastest way. I know that there is a couple stars you can get that if I there's a couple tricks that you're going to see coming up that I choose not to go for, and because I'm not going for those tricks, I was so sad when I missed a MIPS right there. I was like, come on. He was so close. And I think I do a blind grab. Yeah, I did a blind dive there, just kind of hoping that that was going to be good enough to grab him, which it was. So thankfully, my risk paid off there, I guess, for doing just a blind dive. But the next stage we're doing is shifting sandland, and the trick that I'm talking about that I would have performed in here is pillarless, and I do not go for pillarless. I have tried practicing it before, and I have yet to successfully do that trick. So until I end up getting that trick learned and more consistent, I'm going to just continuously do the normal way to break the top of the pyramid. The hitboxes on those pillars are kind of wonky. You kind of have to hit the dead center of the top of those pillars for it to register that you've been up there. There's been a couple times where I have gone over the pillars and the top of the pyramid doesn't break, and it's because one of the pillars that I went on, I didn't hit the direct middle on. So if you're trying to run this game and you're not doing the pillarless strat, then make sure that when you do go over the pillars, you this was very, very awesome. I felt so happy that I got this trick. I've only gotten this trick like maybe 2 times, or 1 or 2 times before this, and getting that trick was just, it just feels so nice. Because I thought, when I was watching runs of this before, I always thought that trick was just so, like, it's so tight that you have to move and keep it going. And I learned that if you run up the right side of the pillar, the shy guy actually doesn't move. So when you do the long jump and hit him, when you do the long jump and hit him, he's more consistent, and you can always hit him correctly. Now sometimes with this trick, I go for the one right from the start, but if I mess it up, then there's a specific texture I look for on the sand hill that I go for, and that's usually where I'll do my next jump. But that is the 3-star, or that's 2 of the 3 stars. The last one is, oh no, that was it. Wow, I must have missed. Oh yeah, never mind, I already got the Talon Star. That's right. That was when I actually did that trick correctly. Now, Lethal Lava Land is another course where there is a relatively, I wouldn't say big trick, but it's a trick that would allow you to save, I would say a few seconds on the volcano, and that's Lava Boost. I do not know what exactly I'm doing wrong on the Lava Boost, but I'm getting hit a 3rd time when I'm trying to get hit a 2nd time. So if you've speedrun this game and you know what I'm talking about, when you hit the lava fall, you have to hit it at a specific spot, and then you kind of have to move Mario over to the right side of it. Every time I move him over to the right side, either A, he doesn't get hit and get knocked up more, or I get hit, I get like a double hit that happens, and that was that's normally what ended up happening with most of my attempts of Lava Boost. And that's another trick I have attempted many times and have still to this day not been able to perform. So Lava Boost will not be done in this run either. And I think I also end up messing up, or end up dying once to getting to the first bully. Because you do the 2 bully stars, where you have to fight the big bully and then the 3 small ones. And I think I died. I think this is the attempt where I died, because I got an extra hit there, and I realized, well, this is either I make it or not, and I, of course, didn't get enough speed. I paused because I was a little upset that I didn't long jump straight. So I think this next attempt, though, I end up getting it. It's not perfect, but I end up at least getting over there alive. And then I end up beating the bully. That's what's supposed to happen, and since I didn't do that before, I don't know why I stop here, but I think it's mainly just so I can line this up correctly. And that, if I was a little bit more straight, I would have been okay. But that didn't obviously happen. But yeah, this stage is going to be another stage that's going to have a lot of just time save from A, not dying, and B, just getting over the bullies faster, I feel. And, of course, learning Lava Boost, or successfully doing Lava Boost. I'm just not sure what I'm doing wrong on it to make it to where I'm getting hit multiple times when I feel like I should only be getting hit once on the fire, and it just kills me by the time I get up to the top, and then it's a sad day. See, that's how I wanted that to go, but this was nice. I actually got over there with enough time to be able to do that. A lot of my attempts in the past, I've actually never even gotten to that point where I was able to long jump. I was a little too slow. And I have to really work on these small bullies. And I don't know why I keep trying to go for a pound when there's no reason to. This guy, I need to get better with trying to get him knocked into the lava before he ends up coming down. That would save a lot of time here too, but we'll just kill him the normal way, and hopefully, I thought I was at the right starlet spawn, but I was a little too far forward, but is what it is, I guess. But now we're going to move into the volcano, where I choose to opt out of doing Lava Boost, but I end up getting the last 2 stars there, so you'll see what I mean. And then we'll be finishing up Lethal Lava Land. And then we should be moving on to Dire Docks and Bowser 2 here in just a moment. Alright, Bowser 2 time. Now, normally when I do this, I'm actually happy that I ground pounded there, even though I'm supposed to long jump. I usually had a little bit of an issue in the beginning of this. I mean, this stage in general, I just don't do super fast. There's a couple things that I remember that I need to be doing, and I always seem to remember some of the movement, like, as I'm doing it. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I need to be doing this, and then it messes me up sometimes. And this right here, I could have probably done a lot faster too, but I was messing up my side flips. I had to kill that Goomba because I was afraid he was just going to troll me. But I actually hit the coin on the wall jump there, which made me feel happy. Trying to triple jump up the pole to try to save a little time, and then I mess up all that time by that. And this, that bully always trolls me. I feel like I just need to come at that at a different angle, but at least I'm starting to understand what I can do for backups when I'm moving too slow or whatever. This cycle here, I have honestly never really made a fast cycle on this ever. Almost missed out on that coin if I didn't do the side jump there. But I don't die on this stage, and in practice I have probably died on this stage at least 2 or 3 times, so the fact that I haven't died on any of these Bowser stages yet is a huge thing for me. And that long jump, I need to just watch probably a video when people do the long jump there to, you know, not have to worry about the fire and everything. This section here, getting this last coin and getting this star, I'm always, for some reason, I either am not 100% of what I need to do with getting up there fast, but for my way of getting up, I just kind of get up onto this wall and just run over. I'm not sure. I have to definitely look and see what some faster ways are, but at least I haven't died, which was one of the bigger things for me. And then I ground pound here out of, I don't even know why I ground pounded. I think I was trying to long jump actually, and I ended up hitting the A button before I hit the Z button, Oh, and I guess if anybody's wondering, I know this is so far into the run already, but for the controller that I'm using on this, I'm using a GameCube controller, and I've heard some runners say something like they can't use GameCube controller or something, and I guess I'm wondering why you can't use it, because it seems like a perfectly good controller to use for this game, especially since it has notches. So unless it's against speedrunning rules or something to use a GameCube controller, that is the controller that I'm choosing to use for this run, and what I've also practiced on. So I personally think the GameCube controller is fine. I know also people were saying that the inverted camera was a little... Well, actually, the camera is technically not inverted. It's a normal camera, but in the original, it was inverted. I actually forgot that I was starting to head to the star door and realized, wait, I need to just get into the stage and exit the course first to get back up here. And now we're moving to upstairs. I will be coming back downstairs to do HMC, but we will be doing that after we complete most of the upstairs worlds minus Rainbow Ride and TikTok Clock. So the first level is Wet Dry World. For some reason I was having a hard time getting into that painting, but you need to enter the painting low to make sure that the water is low for when you're doing the 100 coin star and the secrets. We're finding all the secrets in the little level, the numbered secrets. There's a couple stages that have these little secrets that you have to find, and it spawns a star. This one and Tiny Huge Island. Depending on how fast I get those coins, that spider is either a little bit more over to the left, over by that little flame enemy, or he's over by the blue coins. If he's closer to the blue coins, I usually just kill him first before I hit the switch. Just because he's, you know, normally right there. I bonked there, and normally, again, I don't, but you introduce a timer, and all of a sudden, tricks become way harder. Now, I thought I would have gotten that, but I missed the wall kick or wall jump there, and then I, for some reason, thought a double jump was going to make it, and then I was like, wait, no, I'm not going to do that. So then I go and I make one more attempt with this, and then I think I still end up missing it, and then I said, screw it, I'm just going to go into this wall and do it here. Which, either way, you can make it up the wall pretty quick. So that was my backup for failing it multiple times, I guess. If I fail it once, I think I might just go right for the backup instead of just trying to do the trick again. So it'd probably be faster just to do the backup than try to set up and do the trick for one more attempt. These blocks are surprisingly tricky. I'm still trying to figure out a good way of getting up those. I think there's a couple times where I get like a triple jump that almost makes it. That almost makes it to the top, and then I usually just grab the ledge. Here you're supposed to do like a dive or whatever, you get over to the side, but I keep forgetting that there needs to be a dive that happens right there. And then I think I actually fall off the platform. I switched to Mario Cam, or the C-down Mario Cam, because on this plank for some reason the camera is really wonky, and I prefer it to be directly behind Mario in most cases. So this star in particular is going to be a star that I can save a lot of time on, just having good movement on. Again, reiterating the fact that movement in this game is so important. If you're just now learning how to speedrun this game, getting more consistent with your movement is probably the biggest thing you can work on in terms of just improving time. And that's just, honestly, and that's just going to come over after you've done the stages a bunch, you've gotten the stars, you've gotten each of the stars that you need to get in your route multiple times. It all is just building that muscle memory. If you've done any form of speedrunning in the past, I'm sure other speedrunners can attest to the fact that, some of this game requires a lot of just muscle memory with the movement. This right here, this jump, I used to always set it up against the wall and not the brick, or the little block right there. And I think I watched, who was I watching doing like not necessarily a run of this game. Oh, it was Simple Flips. I saw him do a setup where he went up against that block and did it, and I'm like, oh, that actually might be a lot easier. And lo and behold, it is a lot easier for me to set up right there. And these wall kicks, I feel like they are the hardest wall kicks in the game. I don't know why, but I just have yet to actually do the wall kick all the way up. It's more tricky than most other wall jumps, and I think it's just because the way Mario is positioned, or the way the camera is, and the fact that you have to do your wall jumps using, you know, going up and down instead of going left and right like I'm usually used to doing. And for some reason, doing a wall kick up that is just really difficult. Almost fell off the platform there and missed that star, but luckily I didn't. And now we have one more star to get, which is just getting to the top of the town. And then we'll be done with Wet Dry World. Tiny Huge Island. Alright, so this star, I actually feel like I did this star, you know, pretty decent. Obviously could be a lot faster, but this star, I've sometimes have just died right here, like getting hit by the Goomba or getting hit by the flame, and then you just run right off the cliff. But I felt like I did this star pretty fast. This section here where you're trying to line it up right, that's the only part I feel like of this star that I probably could have done a little quicker. That trick used to always look intimidating to me every time I saw a runner go and attempt that star, so performing that one always was like, when I was first learning how to do it, it used to always kind of like, my heart would kind of start to race a little bit, because I'm like, man, I don't want to miss this jump. I don't want to die and have to do all this stuff again. But this stage is pretty quick. There's really not much to say other than, you know, just moving a little bit quicker and killing these piranha plants. I think I also get hit by the piranha plant. I get hit by the fire that sprouts out. Yeah, I did a dive there instead of the little slide kick. And he ends up going down before I can go and kill him. So, this star, I think I actually hit right where the spawn is. Yeah, I did. That's the first time I actually sat right where the star usually is, so that was already a little bit faster than what I've done in the past. But since this is, you know, again, my first time run, it hasn't really been a past, other than just everything being untimed. But yeah, I think there's just one more star I get here, which is getting to the top of the mountain as Tiny Mario. And this right here, for some reason, I need to work on where I do my double jump from. But this right here, I learned that if you put in Mario Cam, then getting across that plank is a lot faster. If you stay in the Lakitu Cam, the cam will be off like at an angle of Mario looking at when he's running across the board, and then it slowly starts to kind of like move behind him. And when that shift of the camera position changes is usually where I ended up messing that up. But I learned if you just put it in Mario Cam, that it stays behind him the entire time. And then you can kind of go through the bridge pretty quick. So then we grab this star, and then it's time for... oh, I forget the name of this stage. What is the name of this stage? Tall Mountain. That's right, Tall Mountain. So... I know that I had a little bit of problems with this stage. That clip ends up messing me up a little bit, which you will see here shortly when I go for the second star here. I can't remember how to get the camera up to Mario faster with that. I feel like it's using Mario Cam. Oh yeah, that's right. I fall off here. Yeah, these 2 stars are annoying because I have to do this clip over and over again, and I think I messed up. Not on this star, which is just getting to the top of the mountain, but I think on the second star where I have to do the beautiful view from the bridge star or whatever. I think that's the one where I actually had some difficulty with the clip itself, which you'll see here in a minute. Almost fell again because I can't seem to do my kicks right. No, you're supposed to do a triple jump and then like a jump and a dive, but just so that I don't mess it up and anything, I just do the little kicks up the side. And then we go and grab this star, and then we have to do the clip through the mountain one more time to get back up to get the other star that's right next to the cage that the monkey brings down. But we don't get that star because it's slow. And I also learned something interesting about that star too. Oh yeah, here's where I mess up the clip. But with that star, even though you see it, it's technically not spawned yet. So the way that star spawns is when you actually go and get the monkey to then take the cage down, and that's when the star actually becomes available. I didn't know that, but that was a cool little fun fact I learned when I was speedrunning this game, when I was learning how to speedrun this game, I say. That Shy Guy can be very annoying sometimes. I usually will end up killing him, or I will just hopefully dodge him. I try not to jump on him though, because then you get that little spring and Mario starts spinning around and it just ends up being a lot slower. But yeah, I mess up this clip quite a few times, and I was trying to figure out why I was messing it up, because I was doing the same button movements as I was in the past, or what I did the last couple times. But for some reason, this was just, I don't get why it was so difficult for me to perform on this attempt, but I end up getting it, and we thankfully don't miss getting the star, because that can sometimes happen too. Because you have to kind of do like this, you have to do one of those like slide kicks, which is when you hit, when you're moving forward, you hit Z, and then you hit the attack button. And on the GameCube controller, it's using either X or Y, which I prefer the fact that it's there, because for me, sliding my finger to the X button, I think it is, yeah, the X button, is just so much quicker for me than, and it's just easier for me to perform like these little kicks up the slope, and I don't know, I like the GameCube controller. It's a great controller, I think, for speedrunning this game on the Switch. I was going to initially learn this on the Pro controller, but I realized I did not like how the Pro controller felt at all with this game. It just, the control stick just felt too smooth, and I couldn't get the right angles I needed. I almost missed getting the star here, but thankfully I didn't, because that would have been, after how long it took me to get back up the top of that mountain, it would have been awful if I had to go and do it again. So then there's a couple more stars we get here. It is the mushroom, or getting to the mushroom over here. I was a little slow setting this up because I think I didn't practice yesterday, but because I had some other stuff I had to take care of. But when it comes to how much time I have to practice this game, it's usually only a few hours a day. It's not very much. Like, I know some people can end up will sit down and practice this game for 8 solid hours, and unfortunately I just don't have the time to sit and practice this game all the time. But I do try to practice it every day. whether it be I just do an untimed run just to get some practice in, or if I feel like I need some work on some other stars, I'll work on those ones by themselves. This section, the red coins, it is tough, especially when you're first learning it. But once I got used to just how this place got laid out, it wasn't that bad. But this right here, for some reason, I was just because it's you can't see the platform Mario's standing on. It was just difficult for me to really tell what was where he was and all my movement and everything. I took a little bit of a wide turn coming around that coin because I wanted to make sure I was perfectly moving down when I jumped. Because there's been times where I've gotten the coin and then I forget to jump, and then if you just fall off, I don't think Mario makes it to the mushroom. So then there's one more star, which is, I guess, another trick that I could potentially try to do in the future, which is breezeless. But I instead go for the breeze just because, you know, I haven't really practiced breezeless yet. And I feel like if I really want to practice breezeless, it's only going to save me a little bit of time. It would save me more time. It would probably save me more time in that situation because I took time to set up doing the kick to get that star. But now TTM is done. And we move on to Snowman's Land next. Now, Snowman's Land is shockingly pretty easy. I always used to think that this level was going to be just really difficult. The hardest star, I think, for me in this whole entire level is the one right here, which is getting to the top of the snowman. For some reason, I keep mistiming my jumps right here, and there's a few times where I try to kick up the thing and try to dive over it, but that didn't usually end up working. And then I triple jumped up of it, and I hit the gate. There was just so many times where I would walk up of it and just... for some reason, this was just so difficult for me to grasp. But I ended up making it over here, and it only took me, I think, 1, maybe 2 attempts before I was able to get to the actual top of the snowman. But every time I would make it up to this and get to the top of the snowman, I always would just fall off because I'm trying to go a little too quickly. And sometimes going a little too quickly. I got stuck on the igloo there. I don't know how often that happens to people, but I got stuck right there. So this jump here, I'm just trying to get the right camera angle just so that I don't have to worry about just... I try to make sure everything is as consistent as I can possibly make it, even though, you know, I don't have as much practice. So this jump can be pretty difficult. I thought this jump was really not that hard to learn as a new runner. Once you know where to do the kick jump, it's really not that hard. And then once you've practiced things, like once I think you've practiced Rainbow Road, especially, there's just an understanding how Mario's wall kicks work and that you can kind of manipulate his movement when you do the kick. And I think Rainbow Ride really teaches you that, especially with the first star you get in Rainbow Ride, which you will be seeing here soon. But there is 2 more stars that I get here. And this one, I believe I messed up this one too. There's so many mess ups in this run, now that I'm looking back on it. But this section here, I for some reason just, instead of moving, I was trying to mess with my camera. But this is where I think I messed up a little bit. I should have probably waited to jump. And then I dove for some reason, thinking that was going to help me. And I always keep forgetting that the moment I dive on a slope, Mario's not going to be able to jump out of it. So that was always tough. Getting hit by that path there really screwed me up on the jump for this. But I remember when I was a kid, always trying to get this star that way. I don't know why, but that jump, hitting the enemy that's in the ice water, just was so difficult for me as a kid. And now that I look at it, I'm like, actually, that really isn't that hard to do. You know, now that I'm an adult, but it's not like I'm trying to say I'm incredible at this game or anything. This actually almost ended up being really bad, but This star is consistent, super easy, very simple. As long as you do the dive as long as you're diving as you get to this platform here, and you aim yourself towards the bully, he's super easy. But that is Snowman's Land, and now we're gonna end up we're going back to the basement now to get MIPS, the second MIPS, and then proceed to Hazy Maze Cave. Hazy Maze Cave. This place is definitely one that I will probably need to practice a lot more on too. It's not difficult, it's just sometimes the tricks can be a little finicky to pull off because you're doing two clips. One is here. This one isn't hard, but I mess it up here. I kind of get pushed off to the side, I think. I was too close to the edge, I think, of the platform, so I ended up having to take the platform back up and redoing it. But this trick is not hard. I just got to remember not to jump. I used to jump so much when I was learning that, thinking that that was going to help, and then I mess up everything. But that star is usually not too hard to grab. Pretty quick and simple star. The second star is going to require me going back into that room again. But this time, instead of using the elevator to clip, I am going to be clipping from the ceiling. I forget what speedrunners call this trick, but I think I end up messing it up a couple times. So this is just more or less just me trying to get my angle correctly, since I was basically aiming more or less towards the corner of that wall. I knew I wasn't going to get it. Still went for it, and then that one I just didn't get a high enough jump on the wall, so I couldn't clip out of it. I think no, it's not this attempt. I think I think I make 2 more attempts before I actually make it. This one, I believe. Yeah, this one I started the elevator. Yeah, I believe I make it on this attempt here. Yeah, there we go. Now this switch, I gotta figure out what the timing is on that, because I've yet to actually hit that switch from the clip. So I always have to resort to the backup. But thankfully the backup isn't too hard. You just got to make sure you're holding back on the control stick when you do the wall kick on that gate after you do the double jump. So you double jump, do the kick, and right as you kick, you just hold back on the joystick, and then that should give you, you should hit the switch every time. At least that's something that I noticed when I was doing this run. If you just hold back on the joystick, if you're doing the backup strat, you should always hit the switch. These last two are pretty quick. Well, I say pretty quick. Quick for me. I know that there's a faster way to get up to do this wall kick here, but I usually kill that spider and I'll do like a side flip up the wall. Just because for me that's just feels safer to do. And it's still pretty quick. It's not that slow. It's maybe a couple seconds slower than doing it, I think, ways I've seen some professional speedrunners do it. Don't know why I did a ground pound there. I don't know if I was trying to do a long jump for some reason, or who knows? There's just sometimes... Oh yeah, and I fall and die here. That was hilarious. I started laughing when I died there. I'm like, wow, I haven't died there in a long, long time. So I just thought it was hilarious that I fell right there. But this last star is pretty simple too. It's mainly just going across the pit where all the rocks are falling. And I think I almost messed up. I thought I was going to die right here because I bonked. But thankfully, Mario wasn't falling down on his stomach, because I think I would have probably died if that happened. This, I know that there's a really fast way of getting that too, but again, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't die, get the star, get out of the level, proceed, and move on to the next stage. It's basically what was the only thing that was going through my mind is like, okay, I may have failed this a few times. It may have gotten a little frustrating that I actually failed something so simple, but you just have to remember that, you know, you go and you get the star, even if you don't do it, even if you don't do the trick, just go get the star, get it out of the way, and especially if it's your last star, just get it out of the way and proceed to the next course, instead of just sitting there trying to do the trick over and over again. Because you'll end up I feel like you'll lose more time if you try to just continuously go over the same trick if you're failing the trick, especially in a timed run. If you're not timing it, then I mean, you can take as much time as you want. But Rainbow Ride, I actually was very proud of my Rainbow Ride here. I did these jumps. I don't think I missed that jump once in this run. That jump was very difficult for me to learn, and for some reason these wall kicks too just like to troll me. And then I believe I either bonk or I fall. Yeah, I fall here. Got too close to the edge, but I'm okay as long as I didn't die. Because, and it's just gonna be a thing I'm gonna say for a lot of places, a lot of these last two stages. As long as I don't die, I'm saving time naturally just from me on my practice runs. So, as long as I just don't die on this stage, which I don't think I did. I don't think I died once on this stage, which made me very, very proud of myself. Though the stars weren't super fast, I didn't die, which was the biggest thing. Because the more I have to perform that triple jump, I already have to perform that jump in the beginning 3 times in this course. So if I can do it in the least amount of attempts possible, then this stage will go a lot smoother. Now, I end up actually missing the kick there, and I thankfully fell on the carpet. So I didn't die. My heart dropped when I missed it, because I'm like, no, I just died, and I'm gonna have to do that trick again just for this star, and this star already takes so much time to get used to. And then I decided to say screw it and just not worry about doing that jump again and go for the slower, safe way to make sure I get that star. But that's one of 4, I think. It's one of 4 stars? Yeah, one of 4 stars I get here. The next one is Tricky Triangles. This one, it requires me doing another one of these jumps. I thought I might have messed it up right there, and I almost did. But the fact that I didn't, I actually was like, oh my god, I made it again. I don't care if it was scuffed. That was awesome. I felt really happy with myself, and even the Tricky Triangles. Like, normally I was having a problem with this, but I felt like I actually did this, you know, a lot faster than what I normally do. I've actually had to hit that switch multiple times because I just was running out of time before I got up to the star. Okay, so the next one is the 8 red coins in the cave, which means this is the last jump I have to do for this stage. And again, I hit it, so I was very happy. So there is one more star I get after this. I almost got that. I was very, very sad that I missed that one, because I felt like that was pretty good. But I do end up not getting the red coins super fast. This definitely will take a lot of practice for me to get used to. But I felt like as long as I don't die, again, as long as I don't die, I'm good. It makes me happy. But yeah, this whole section right here was just, it's a hard red coin star because of the fact they're all like all over the place. Even though they're all in one spot, it's just a lot of small platforming that you have to do. But end up getting this star, easy peasy. Missed the the quick grab on the first attempt on the star, but whatever. Alright, so this last star is Swinging in the Breeze, and there is a faster way than how I did it in this run to get this star, but because it is so risky for me to go for right now, because I want to try to have to perform this triple jump as few times as possible. So normally you would come up to this point, you get to this section and get up to this second platform, and you would then proceed to do a series of jumps to do a triple jump off the thing that's throwing the flame right there to get up to where the star is. And I have yet to do that successfully, and until I can finally start doing that trick successfully, I will not be going for it in my runs, because if I die, then it ends up being more time that I wasted than just going around and getting the star this way. But that is the last star of Rainbow Ride. I think that actually went much better than I was initially thinking this was going to go. But now we have the last stage in the game. The last 7 stars is in Tick-Tock Clock. And this stage is rocky. It's both these last 2 stages are such disjointed stages that the platforming on it can be very difficult. And I know I spent a pretty good amount of time on this stage. These platforms, I hate these platforms. I don't know what it is about them, but they're just the fact that the next set of platforms are on a corner, or like there's like see that corner of the wall that's right there at the edge of that platform. It's just that has gotten me. I've hit that corner so many times and just fallen straight down. It might actually happen here. I can't remember when it does, but I think it happens at least once or twice. Oh, that one I just jumped down. But yeah, these platforms are kind of rough. And this is the 100 coin. The 100 coin and getting to the thwomp at the top. Which, the thwomp, that whole section, I see people, I guess I'll talk about it when it gets there. But there's a pole that people do a wall kick off of, and for some reason I just can't ever get the right wall kick off. So I end up doing a triple jump method to do to get to that star at the top. So that trick that I was attempting to do but messed up is a triple jump. That a triple jump wall kick up to the platform I'm standing on now. But if I mess it up, then I will usually go around and do a different way. However, I did learn that there is still a pretty quick way of getting up there, even if I miss it, instead of having to go around, which I figured out after I did this run. But there is a much faster way of getting to that. Oh, I think I was like fall here. Yeah, I fall here. Oh, never mind. I thought I actually made it. There was one that was a painful death. I think if I die anywhere on Tick-Tock Clock, I do not want it to happen on the 100 coin star, because that's just annoying. I think there was also a time where I entered the clock. I thought I was going to enter the clock at the right spot where the big hand's at to stop everything from moving, but I ended up just saying, no, I'm not going to deal with this place moving, and I missed the timing on the big hand, so I just died and restarted and went over and did this course again. But yeah, I don't think I need those 2 coins in particular. I think I can skip those. I just grabbed them for, I think, safety, just in case I miss any of the coins that are coming up. I go for this trick again, and messed it up. And then I realized, I think it was here when I realized it. Yeah, it was here when I realized it. I was like, wait a second, I could probably just do the triple jump from here. And if I fail it, then I can just this would be quicker. And then I realized, yeah, that probably would be a lot quicker. So if I fail the trick, then I could just go right to the squares and do the backup, and I think that might be the correct backup. So I'll be thinking about that for future runs. Almost thought I was going to die again there. But this stage, just in general, is just a tough stage. A lot of wall kicks, a lot of platforming that normally people would, you know. There is a, I don't know how, I've never grabbed the pendulum, I guess, is what you would call that. But Mario ended up grabbing that. So I know people do a long jump over to where you hit the blue coin switch. And every time I've done it, I think I've hit the little section that kind of jets out a few times, and it's just causing me a death. So at least with the 100 coin star, I think I'm going to try to take this star pretty safe. And as long as I don't die, and since I've already died once on this course, if I don't die on my next run, then I should technically be saving time. But yeah, this place is pretty crazy. You'll kind of see what I'm going to try to do here once I get the rest of the coins that I need here. The Thwomp star that's going to be at the top of this clock. I don't end up doing what I've seen most people try. Because once you get this star, which is the coin star, people usually do a wall jump off that center pole right there, and then proceed to do wall kicks up the wall and off the thwomp and everything. But I don't know what it is. I just don't like that one. So I usually go for and set up a triple jump instead. It may be a little slower, but I prefer to do it. Now, I noticed something with this setup, with this jump, actually. And sometimes the camera will just move, and if your control stick is not in the same direction that you're trying to move with your jump, Mario will kind of not do his double jump, kind of like what happened just right there, and right there too. So that, I would say, is the only tricky part with doing it this way, is the camera will kind of mess you up a little bit. But I realized that if I'm going to start trying doing it this way, I probably should just get closer to being on this platform. And I also realized here that probably doing the side jump up on him is probably better, and then I end up getting the star. So the rest of this course is just going to be me picking up the rest of the stars. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think I might die. I think I died once on one of the other stars, but So with this star, I actually made a mistake on which star I was going for, and I could have. I also fall right here, but I think this fall kind of messed me up a little bit because I was trying to remember what star I was doing, and for some reason I felt like I was doing. If I would have kept going that direction, I would have been going towards where I need to go for the star, but instead I decided to come down here thinking I needed to come up here for some reason, and come back around to realize, oh wait a second, wait a minute, I think I need to grab the star that's underneath this one. And then I realized, oh, I just took the longest way around to get this star possible. And thankfully, I don't mess up getting the star. So there's that, but I got really confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute, which star did I get? Which one haven't I got? And it was just, it was a mess. It was a nightmare.
Got him! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Here we go!
Alright, here we go. Bowser 3. This, that TTC was definitely a, slow course, but yeah, it took me 15 minutes from when I finished, Rainbow Road. Oh, Rainbow Ride. I don't know why I say Rainbow Road, but Rainbow Ride, that was a pretty bad course, but it's okay. This stage is yet another one that's gonna just take a lot of time and practice of getting the movement down, but I'm starting to see where I need to be with my triple jumps, and I will thank Rainbow Ride for teaching me how to line up those kind of jumps. So thankfully I was able to get that. I know I'm not supposed to technically push that switch, but I keep forgetting when I get onto the stage I don't need to hit that switch. So the rest of this stage went okay. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but it went okay. I feel like if I did a triple jump right there, I probably could have grabbed that pole, but instead of, messing around trying to get back up to the pole, I just went ahead and climbed up this one and decided to just go through the course basically how intended. I need to get better at not hitting that pole though, because that will obviously stop me, makes it pretty slow. As for the rest of this course, I didn't die, which again, I've died multiple times to this course when I would do this, when I was not doing timed runs of this. But not dying to this course makes me feel happy. I'm glad I don't have to get the reds, at least until if I ever choose to do 120 star one day. But here we are, the final Bowser fight. I definitely mess up some throws, but yeah, we're just gonna watch this fight and show you how amazing I did. And there it is. The final hit on the Bowser and the collection of the final star in the game. And there we go. The 136.33. I, all in all, was very happy of getting a sub 2-hour run. I really thought that after looking at my untimed runs, I was just keeping an eye on the clock and seeing how long it's been. And it roughly was about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. But this, there's obviously a lot of things that I can do to improve on this run. I do plan on improving on this run. My goal for this game right now is to get under a 1 hour 15 minutes. So I basically have about 22 minutes of time save, that a lot of which would come from probably TTC, maybe even Rainbow Ride. HMC was definitely a big issue. All the Bowser stages can be done faster. I mean, basically, there's so many things in this run that I could do that's better. I can go on, but hopefully you all enjoyed watching my my first timed run of Super Mario 64. Though it is the Shindu version, the 3D All Stars version of this game. I ultimately thought this was a really fun run to do. I'm glad it's on the Switch. It's become a lot more accessible for people to be able to speedrun this game, people who don't have an N64 and all that stuff. So I'm very happy it's on the Switch. It's given me a chance to play this game again and practice a speed variant of this game, and it's been a lot of fun. I do plan on, like I said, getting a faster time. Hopefully I can get under an hour 15. Which is one of my goals. If I can get under an hour 15, then I might try to push for a sub 1 hour one day. But yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and I'm just gonna let the credits kind of play out here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.
so much for playing my game.